it's like painting color blind. So people have to describe the color to me. So I have a scribe that, two people and a research assistant, and people really help me with the language itself, and so I could make sure that I express my idea correctly. But it's so tedious to do this over and over again.
Yeah.
But I'm really proud of the end results, and I found a way to hack writing a book when you don't have that skill or that
No,
ability.
I mean, it is phenomenal. The level of detail and connection, building confidence, going into consent. You don't just show us how to be like a legend of a lover. You show how to actually connect with your partner. So why do you think guys struggle with sex? Why do we stick to the one trick pony? Oh, I'm not letting her see me in this form. I can't ask her about her orgasms. Why do you think we struggle to be open and honest? And how do we use this book along with your amazing hands-on other series like your Sex Hacker series?
I don't think is guys' fault in some way, because there's like a nature and nurture problem, right? So the nature part is that of course we want to impress our partner, right?
Mhm.
Like that's how mate selection happens. Nature is kind of cruel. So we have to pretend that we know how to do something when were never taught how to do it. And what really
Mhm.
blows women mind is to have an experience they didn't even know was possible, but we're never taught how to communicate. We're never taught the techniques. So there's this expectation. So their byproduct is some guys have to develop a crazy ego, right? So it's self-soothing not to find out if she had an orgasm or not. You know what I mean? Or they
Yeah.
pretend not to care so they don't have to feel the pain of that experience. So I don't think men are inherently evil, and I don't, I think a lot of, unfortunately, there's a cultural shift, in that information, and also there is this desire to be really awesome, right? But you're not taught at the same time, so it's very difficult.
I mean, you talk in the book about how sex is not just a physical act, it's an emotional connection with a partner, how, they can cry, how they can scream out for their deities and things like that, when they
Mhm.
get good sex. How do
Yeah,
we get this through to guys? I mean, you have some amazing QR codes that you can scan to see to see how to
little.
do each amazing thing. But how do we get guys to understand to stop focusing on the porn? Like it's not the penetration, because you've said it's like learning to drive by watching the Fast and the Furious. If you try watch porn to get better lover, how do we get through to guys that there's plenty more things you can do than just grind and hope for the best?
It's unfortunate because porn have such a like huge impression to the amount of consumption that we all have. So we have this like framework of what it should look like because of like just the frequency and consistency of exposure. But their porn actresses are not expressing authentic reaction. Like everybody is pretending and acting.
Hmm.
But although our logical mind understand, but what we expect and what we feel is completely skewed. Like how many times you watch a fast food commercial and you look at that burger and it's fucking beautiful, and you know that shit is fake, just like fake boobs. Like our system is so easily fooled, right? Like we know there's a bag of silicone in there, but it still works for our brain. So
Hmm.
I think it's harder in modern time for people to get better in bed because there's so many misinformation.